All right, hello. This is Jody Wolflaw, Google for Education trainer. This video is going to be about Google Classroom um, and kind of the ins and outs of Google Classroom, since a lot of us are going digital in the next few weeks. So this is my Google Classroom homepage. You can see these are all the classrooms I'm enrolled in or am the teacher of. So it's really simple to make a new Google Classroom. You're just going to hit this plus sign in the top right-hand corner and you would hit create class. And then you can make your class name whatever it needs to be. For my school right now, we have this format that we're all adhering to where it's FHHS, your last name, the course that you teach, and then the period. So if that works for you, that's fantastic. You can fill in these other sections, subject and room, and then you would just hit create. I'm not going to do that because I have all of my classes. If you already have a classroom and you just want to change the name, that's also relatively simple. There are 3 buttons, as you can see on all of these tiles. And if you just hit edit, it will give you those same options where you can then change the name and then you have the option to save that new information. So I'm going to open up one of my Google Classrooms. This automatically brings you to the stream, which is basically the easiest way for you to get information to your students. So you can see I post updates and kind of this is my main way of communicating with them. So up here, you have these 4 little tabs. If you click on classwork, that is where all my assignments are. On the left-hand side, you can see that these are all the topics that we've done so far this year. And as we continue through the curriculum, I make new topics so that way my assignments can remain relatively organized. It is convenient for students sometimes when they're reviewing, if they know that they need help on cell division, they can hit that and then see all of the assignments that were given during that unit. So I'm just going to go back to classwork the way that you would see it when you click on it. So what's most important, right, is creating assignments. So you would just hit that create button, and then you do have a few options here. So you can create an assignment. You can create a quiz assignment, which I honestly don't use very often. You can post a question. You can post just simple material, maybe a reading or an article, and then you can actually reuse a post either from this classroom or any other classroom that you teach. So let's just open up assignment because that's what we're going to use most often. So when you make an assignment, you do need to have a title. So let's just say day 1. Okay. And then you're going to add whatever materials your students are going to need. So for me, most of the time that is from my Google Drive. You can also put a direct URL link. So I'm just going to click on that. You can see you can copy and paste a link right in there, and it makes it really easy for then your students to be brought to another page. You can also add a file, which is going to be straight from your computer. So if you needed stuff from your computer, you would just drag it straight from there. You can put a YouTube video in, so you can see you can even search videos here. I'll show you that it does work. You can actually search videos in YouTube from Google. It does take a little bit longer, so I usually like to find my videos first and then just put the URL in. I don't have an example to show you right now, but it does work really seamlessly, and then you just choose the video and add it. Really simple. And of course, you can add multiple things. So you can always add a YouTube video and then also add a document if you wanted students to maybe take notes or answer questions. So I'm just going to add a template so that way I can show you that you have this option here. When you add something from Drive that students can see that you've made, essentially, you can give them the option to just view the file. So students are going to open it, but they're not going to be able to edit it. And if you haven't taught your students how to actually make a copy, that might be a little frustrating at first. You can give the option for students to edit the file. However, if you do it that way, everybody's going to be editing the same file. So sometimes that's good for group work, but in these first few days of doing online and virtual learning, it might not be your best option. So I would recommend to start by making a copy for each student. So I will show you exactly what this looks like in a second. But basically, it would take your assignment that you're saying and make a copy for every single student, and it would have their name in front of whatever the document is called. So it would say Jody Wolfthal, Cornell Note template. So it makes it really easy for them. It goes directly into their Google Drive. It's pretty organized. So that's really fantastic as well. So let me show you a few things. I do want to let you know that you really can. So maybe those were questions, right? And you wanted them to go with a YouTube video. I just want to show you that you can actually attach multiple things. So, right, they would have the YouTube video, they would have their notes or their questions here. And then you can assign it to multiple classrooms, which is really fantastic. So I have 4 different IB biology sections, and for the most part, they are all going to do the same styled work. So I can actually do all 4 of those classes at once, which is convenient and efficient. I can also add a due date, which I try to always give my students a due date for assignments. That way they know exactly what's expected of them. They know exactly how long they have to finish their assignment, and that way they can practice organizing and time management. So you'll see you can pick a date, you can even pick a time if you want to be really specific. I want it done 3 p.m. before the end of the school day. And then you can also choose a topic. So um, these are all the units that I've already done. So if it falls right into there, I would just connect it. But maybe this is the first assignment of a new unit. So you can always create a topic. If you're there, you can see it gives you the blank and you can just type in any new topic for it to be filed under. And again, the reason that you would use those topics is because it basically filters your assignment so that way students can look at anything that has that tag when they're going to study or maybe looking for an old assignment. So the last thing I'm going to show you in this assignment page is how to actually assign. So of course you can just click the assign button and it would be posted to your classroom immediately. Or if you maybe like to time things out and plan ahead, you can actually schedule your assignment, which it is not letting me do, and I'm not sure why. So normally you can schedule an assignment. Um, I'm very surprised that it's telling me I can't do that right now. It should absolutely let me. So I'm just going to try and remove a few things. Um, so normally this, you can see it's not highlighted. I'm not sure why. So I'm actually just going to do this one more time because it should definitely let you do that. So here now you can see it's lit up. I don't know why it was having that issue. Sometimes you just need to close things out and reopen them. So you can see you can schedule an assignment. It gives you the option. You can go pretty much as far out as you want to. You can again be really specific with a time. Maybe your class starts at 8:30 in the morning. Um, so you can schedule it for that. And then again, make sure that your due date is after that. If your due date is not after your scheduling, it won't let you post it. So, and it'll tell you that. So, those are a few things about making an assignment. You can see that they do get saved as drafts. So, if you don't want them anymore, you can just hit those 3 buttons and hit delete. It's really easy to delete an assignment. So, you can delete those. Again, you can see all these topics that are organized all my assignments. So that's for the most part everything you need to know over here. These are the quiz assignments. Like I said, I personally don't really use them. They do just make a quiz form. You can add your own quiz. When you do have a quiz, you can lock their Chromebooks, but that only works if they're working on a Chromebook. So that feature is not always fantastic when we're working virtually because you don't necessarily know what type of device students are working on. As far as material, again, it looks really similar. However, you don't have a due date because it's just going to be material. So you wouldn't really need a due date on that because it's not an assignment. The question tool, again, is you're just going to put a question in here and then you can say whether or not it's short answer or multiple choice. And if it's multiple choice, then you can put in whatever your multiple choice options are here, continuing to add as many options as you want. This will give you a class summary. So if you want the students to be able to see what their other classmates actually say, you would check this box. But if you wanted some privacy in that, you would just uncheck it. Okay, I'm going to X out of that. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to go ahead and go over to people now. So again, at that top tab, I clicked on people, and then it shows you who the co-teachers are, and then all the students that are in your classroom. So if you need to add co-teachers, a lot of people have to add administrators and things like that. So it's really simple. It's just this little icon. It even says invite teachers when you hover over it. So if you click on that, and then you can just type in whoever it is that you need to add. Um, and you will see that they'll pop up, and then you can just click on them and then go ahead and invite them. If you need to click multiple people, you can do multiple people in one invite. So that's very easy and convenient as well. If you continue to go down, here are your students. And if you need to invite more students, again, you're going to hit that icon that says invite students and just go ahead and type in whatever their name is and then continue to add students, whoever your students are. And then again, you can add as many students as you need and invite them all at once. So you can see this is my period one class. So I would type all 35 names in my period one class and then invite them all at the same time. If you're working in an old Google Classroom, maybe you reuse a Google Classroom over and over again and you have students that you want to remove, that's also relatively simple. You would just click whichever students you need to remove and then go up to this where it says actions. It's a drop down menu, and you would just hit remove. And then you'll get this message to make sure that you actually want to remove those students, make sure that you do want to remove all of them. I am not going to do that because my students would be really upset with me. You can also email them or just mute them. Maybe you have a student who is commenting too much or inappropriately or things like that. You can actually mute them on the entire stream. Or maybe you have a few students that didn't show up and you want to email everybody at the same time. You can also do that, and you see it'll bring me right to my Gmail account. So again, super convenient. It's already got all four of those students that I clicked on. You can see that they're BCC'd, so they're blind carbon copies. So nobody's going to see who else got the email. Everybody's just going to receive my content. So that's really convenient as well. Grades, I honestly don't do grades directly in Classroom. That might change, so I will update you if and when that does. You can see if I go back to my stream, which is what I just did, I did customize this, which is really simple. So you can select a theme if you want all of your classrooms to kind of look different. These are all of the themes that Google has for you to choose from. So you can choose one of those. I actually found a picture and uploaded a folder or uploaded a photo, sorry. And you can see that I wrote period one on top of a picture, made a photo and just uploaded it. So I can show you how to simply do that in another video at a later date. But before I go, I do want to show you that the settings is up here. So if you click on that, it's going to give you all your class details. You can, of course, change your name here for the period, for your class name, whatever you want it to be called. Here's another place where you can edit that. I have a Google website that I share with my students that has some resources for them. So if you have something like that, you can put that in your class description. It's also going to show you some general settings. So here's my Google Classroom code that I do share with my students at the beginning of the year. The other way to invite your students and have them in your class is to actually send that invite the way that I just showed you, inviting students one by one in that group invite. You also have this option for streaming where students can post and comment, or they can only comment, or only the teacher can post and comment. So I've always left it on that students can post and comment. Most of my students are relatively mature, so they don't abuse that privilege. But maybe you might want to change that and not have students comment at all, or maybe only letting them comment. As far as showing classwork on the stream, I have that as a condensed notification because if they want to, they can go and find the assignment. You can have it hide notifications completely or show the entire assignment. Again, totally up to you. You can also have it show deleted items. I don't like to do that because I find that it looks cluttered then, and there's more that needs to be there. Um, and then guardian summaries. So this is basically what it would send home to a parent. So if you wanted to read into that, you can absolutely. This is the help center, and it kind of shows missing work, upcoming work, and any type of class activity that would be sent home to parents. Um, then there's some grading categories. As you can see, this isn't set up for me because I haven't been using the grading system on Google Classroom, but it is an option. So once you've made one change, it'll light up to save over here. So you'll just hit save and it'll save your settings. Um, and that is Google Classroom. So if you need to jump in between Google Classrooms, they do have these three bars over here by the name of your class. And if you click on that, you can easily jump from class to class that you teach, and you can see that they are um, categorized by the ones that you teach versus the ones that you are enrolled in. So I hope this video tutorial was helpful. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, reach out to me, let me know. I am here for you in your time of need. This is new uncharted waters, and I want to be as much help as I can be. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.